Okay, I got the new battery in, so today should be a full day. Sorry about that cutoff yesterday. That was one of them cheap off-brand batteries I was talking about. So you get maybe 12 minutes on a full charge when you're videoing. Anyways, it's November 15th, 2024. It's about 10 to 10, 9:50 a.m. Hudson, Michigan. The temperature is about 10 degrees Celsius, 50 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm about to let the oh. Hamburger, the bun, the cooked pumpkin. There's eggshell on the bottom too, and the mealy. So, and you can hear them over my yapping. They're ready to come out because it's late today. It was drizzly and dark. I was hoping it would get brighter out so you could see better. And we'll see how this video turns out. Also, there's a contest going on at our local radio station. I was hoping what's one of them things you call in to get entered into a drawing. I've been trying forever to get, well, it's only been a couple of days, but I've been trying for a couple of days to try and get registered. And of course, I didn't. So here we go. We're going to open it up. Oh, I would like to show you these locks, how these locks work. There's Lisa, who's yapping and says she's being happy and making these videos. See, they're spring loaded. So anyways, there we go. And there comes the chickies. Look how big they're getting. There's Molly and Dolly. Thank you, Mila Smalley, for naming them for me. Molly's the darker one and Dolly's the lighter one. And they're going at that. They just ripped that top off and said, I want the mealy worms. They really like them. It seems, oh, Henrietta. Oh, Flash. Flash might fall. Henrietta, she's used to scratching for her food, so she's scratched that over. I do want to thank all the people commenting and our subscribers. I want to thank Mila Smalley. I forgot the numbers after your name. I forgot to put the numbers after your name. So Mila Smalley, Sojourner on Sojourn, Jermaine Event, who's a subscriber, Sojourner on Sojourn, also a subscriber, Chicken Boy 4281, thank you, and CJS Chicks. Thank you for that. Oh, Flash is about to fall. Thank you all for commenting and subscribing and liking. This isn't monetized. I don't even have enough subscribers to get monetized if I wanted to. But hey, if any companies wanted me to do a product placement for me, they can pay me. They can pay me in merchandise. I can resell it on eBay. So if you want to do that, I can be bribed. Today, as I was mentioning in the comments, I think it was Mila. It was either Mila or Sojourner about free ranging. Now, I don't like caged. I don't like. Oh, there he did. He fell down. It's like a 1.5 foot fall, so he's okay. Okay, the disadvantages of free ranging. Now, I see it this way. Danger is everywhere, especially more so for us humans. Like, I live out in a rural area.
Today is the first day for hunting season. There's a decent chance that I will get shot or shot at. It's happened before since I lived here. Because hunting is allowed around here. Discharge of a weapon is allowed where I live, in the township. Not in the city, but in the township where I live. And I have been shot at accidentally by one of the neighbors, and they were just target practicing. They weren't hunting. Everything's so built up over here, there's nowhere you can shoot without possibly hitting somebody. But they were target practicing, and they shot over here and almost hit me, did hit one of our outbuildings twice, broke one of the windows. And it's happened, it probably has happened before, but I never paid attention. Maybe I had my headphones on. The only reason I noticed that was because I'm going off on a tangent. That doesn't matter. The disadvantage, I'll talk about that some other time. But anyways, my point is danger's everywhere. We go for a car ride, we could get hit. And our car could be damaged, we could be damaged. There's a lot of danger. But I would instruct people to not stay home because of that. To not stay in the house. To go out, live their life. And this is the way I see it with chickens. We give them a decent amount of protection and shelter. But they need to go out and do chickeny things. They need to peck and scratch and enjoy life and get fresh air and associate with the bugs and the greenery and the pinkery or whatever you got, the roses, whatever you got going on over there, the wild birds. And if it happens, it happens. That maybe a hawk might get them or a dog might get them. And we've had a dog or two get our chickens. And that's just but I'd rather it end that way than having them cooped up and having a basically miserable life. Well, it would be miserable because they're not getting to do chicken things, And they're not getting to experience things. Here they get to peck at green stuff and scratch and get different tastes and such. So overhead predators are a big thing. Like I said, I've never had my heavy breed taken by overhead predators, but I have had my banties frequently taken by overhead predators. Now, if you notice, this is all grown up over here. And I like it like that. This is where the run used to be. The front part of the run has been removed. The reason we made a run was when I had the 70 plus chickens. This is another disadvantage of free ranging. Before we put up this fencing, I had 70 plus chickens in the shed here, and they would run all over the place, and they'd be pooping on the deck. They'd be defecating on the deck. And we'd have to walk through that. And they'd be going all over the ground, on the stepping stones. Let me show you the chickens. You can watch the chickens while I talk at you. Sorry, this is a one-way conversation. That's how it is. Well, anyways, constantly cleaning the deck. And, I'd clean it and then they'd defecate on it like 5 minutes later. So we put up this fencing to keep the 70 plus chickens in. Now, if you would get over the fence, they'd, do what little flying they can do and get over the fence. And they'd go out and about and whatever. But it wasn't enough to make a mess. That much of a mess. And that was, it was more, the fencing was to keep the chickens in, not the predators out. Yes, my shed is messy. It's my storage unit. And so we did, have some dogs home. Luckily, the fence was strong enough to keep them out, just long enough for me to notice that a predator was there and get them out before they were able to get in. But if they tried, they would have easily been able to get, a few more minutes and they probably would have been able to get in because it's chicken mesh. It's a chicken fence. And so, again, one of the major drawback is they will go bathroom everywhere. And if it's close enough to your house, which ours is, they'll go on your porch, go to the bathroom, go bathroom on your stepping stone, go bathroom all over the lawn. If you don't have that many chickens, like I got these 4 now, even if they were to free range out, the mess is minimal. And that was one. Let me see. I made a list over here. So the overhead again, the overhead predators. That would be 2, the overhead predators and the dogs and other things. Usually, you don't have to worry about possums and raccoons. Them are more like the evening, nighttime creatures. By then, your chickens are up in their coop or their barn, perched up, and they won't, so they won't be able to get them. Them type of predators won't be able to get them. Another thing is, one I didn't mention that I didn't write down is laying of eggs or clutches. You won't be able to, if they decide to, typically if they're going to clutch, in an area where they're going to move their laying nest from somewhere you can access it to somewhere you can't. And I have this happen every time a hen wants to lay an egg. She'll go from her regular laying area to another area. And that's when I know she's ready to brood. And so, because I let them do things naturally, I just leave it alone. Right? As long as, now that I have only 2 chickens, they'll just usually go from laying in the coop to laying in the shed. Again, that's when I know they're ready to. I just let them do it. It's a safe enough place. What I'll typically try to do is either before they go broody, or if I don't catch it in time, about a week after they go, not even a week, just maybe a day or 2 after they go broody, I will put them I will put their nest with their eggs in a cage or crate with a door that I can close, so I can close it up at night and they'll be safe. That's the best thing to do. I've lost hens, broody hens, to predators because now there's enough holes in this shed to where predators can get in. Found that out with the last hen. Before that, there wasn't, the boards hadn't rotted out or anything. Now, something got in, got my Henny Penny, the hen before this one, and that's when I learned, it's rotted out holes big enough to where something can get in. And so now I think with this one, I did it while she was still laying her eggs. Whereas Henrietta, or the Henny Penny, the one before it, I was going to wait maybe like a few days to get her settled in on the clutch, because I didn't want her to pop off her clutch, because then sometimes it's hard to get them back on the clutch and they go crazy and, their brain's just not right. It's really disturbing. So anyways, I do it a different way now because things have changed. But if they're free ranging, they might clutch outside of a protected area. And you might not know they're clutching. You might not know they're brooding. If you have a lot of chickens, you might not even notice that they're not laying their eggs in there because there's so many chickens. And I have had it where, their clutch got destroyed. Sometimes the hen got destroyed with it. Sometimes the hen popped off and just lost her nest. I had a male rooster, Banty rooster, destroy the clutch of a Banty hen of the same breed as him. That was a very odd situation. She carried her egg off when he was destroying her nest. She carried one of her eggs off in her mouth. But, you know, of course she didn't have a good grasp on it. How can you with a little beak? And she dropped the egg and it broke. So sometimes the roosters will do it. I mean, these, you know, domesticating these things is an odd thing. Another thing is, so again, that one is you might not be able to find their eggs. Whether they're deciding they're clutching, or whether they're deciding, oh, it's too busy in here, I want to start laying my eggs elsewhere. I just don't have the privacy here. Another thing is toxic plants. I've never had a chicken die from a poisonous plant, but sometimes, you know, poison ivy, poison oak, depending on where you live, you might have some things that might be irritating to the digestive system or the skin. If it's irritating to the digestive system, chickens will just naturally stay away from it. I've heard somebody once say, oh, chickens are, you know, oranges are toxic to chickens. Chickens don't eat oranges. How would you even know? I mean, unless some scientist is injecting them or force feeding them citrus, chickens will never touch it. There's no worry about it. And I know I've tried to feed my chickens oranges. So anyways, I think a lot of this is all just old husband's tales, you know. And, oh, if you notice, they are in there. I don't know why they like that one spot, but they've been digging in that spot. I don't know if they're finding something there. I dropped my notebook. Or what, but they've been digging, they've been scratching there in that spot for the past few days. Okay, but the thing about the poison ivy, they might walk through poison ivy, and though they're not eating the poison ivy, the oil might get on their skin and irritate them. I don't know, they might be immune to it, I don't know, but if they get it on their skin and you pick them up or pet them or do whatever, you're going to get that oil on you. Now, if you don't pick up your chickens, like I don't pick up my chickens, I rarely ever pick up my chickens. It's no problem. But oh, I see a cat. There's StrayCat. Mr. Nosy, he might be thinking I got some food or something. Or he might be looking for Thomas. So that's another thing. Anything you're allergic to, if they walk through it, like some people are allergic to different types of plants, not just, you know, poison ivy. And if the chickens are walking through it or digging around it, they're going to get that oil on them. And, you know, if you pick up the chicken, you're going to have problems. Of course, dogs, that's another predator. They're susceptible to dogs. Another thing is not being able to bring them on command. Chickens do not come. I think I have that voice I make, which I've been forgetting to do because I've been doing this video. I make this sound. And they know that's the sound. Well, maybe not so much anymore because I haven't been doing it recently. They know that's the sound I make to let the food down. To put the food down. There's food available for them. They'll come for the food. I had a time when a dog, but again, you can't reach down and get them. Maybe the really domesticated ones, if you handle them a lot. Even Flash doesn't want me picking them up, and he's super domesticated. His line is super domesticated, but I don't typically handle him, so he's not easy to pick up. If you have a domesticated line and you handle them every day, it might be easier to pick them up. So even if they come to you, you can't just pick them up. One time I had a dog get our chickens, killed a few chickens, scattered. I had 2 flocks at the time in the same building, in this building here. And one was in here hiding, they were all hiding, and then the other flock, I could hear the rooster crowing 2 fields over. So what I did is I made that, to get them back, I went to their location and I made that sound. The whole way back to the house. And they followed me. They followed me all the way back because I was making that sound. So that's a good reason to make a sound when you're feeding them. So if they do get scattered by some predator, you can call them back. But I would recommend going over there, because how they're going to find you 2 fields over. So go to them, make that sound, and bring them back. Another thing, burrs and seeds. Burrs and seeds. They'll get burrs and seeds on them, and they'll transfer the birds and seeds. And typically not a problem, but if you got invasive plants or plants you don't want spreading, maybe they're not invasive, but you just don't want them going all over the place, that's going to be an issue too. I have no problem with that. We do, everywhere has invasive species. It's just going to be, for me, it's just going to be what it's going to be, and it's not important enough for me to either get rid of my chickens or lock them up or, you know, fence them in or anything. It's fine. So them are a few I probably have forgotten. You know, I've been doing this 10, 15 years. I've probably forgotten some other things that are disadvantages of letting them free range. But for me personally, the way I view it, I'd rather them have the dangers they have and have a fulfilling life. And they have enough protection around here, like you see them scratching away in this hay here in the shed. The shed's a protected area for them. And, you know, they got this overgrowth out here in their run, which is not really a run because there's no front fence. They can come and go as they please, but they can hide in that area outside. The hawks can't see them from flying overhead. You know, like I said, I wouldn't want somebody to say, oh, well, you know, don't go out. You might get shot today because it's hunting season. I'm still going to go outside. You know, I'm going to, you know, don't go driving in your car into town because you might, you know, get in a car accident. I'm still going to go. You know, what kind of life would it be if I just stayed in the house and because there's dangers outside? So it's up to you whether you want to. This is almost as long as one of my feral women podcast videos. And I thank you all for listening to me and taking into consideration what I say. I hope you know, give me some ideas on topics you would like me to touch on. And I hope you have, today's Friday, I hope your weekend's good. And I'm going to give you one last shot of the chickens. There they are, all 4 of them together. And they are scratching. See, I think the scratching instinct has been bred out of Flash. But I don't think you can really scratch anyways. I mean, look at them feathers. Look at how he has to lift his legs just to move. Again, if we knew this it was going to be a problem for him to walk or run, we would not have bought him. You live and you learn. So anyways, I will talk to you later. I think y'all are wonderful. Have a great day, and leave some comments with topics you would like me to touch on, even maybe yes or no opinion polls or whatever. Thank you.